You've heard the stories, the ones about Bitcoin making millionaires over a decade, changing lives and revolutionizing the way we think about money.
I had 800 Bitcoins in my wallet.
But what about the other side of the coin? The moments where things went hilariously wrong, devastatingly bad, or downright bizarre.
Well, I've been hearing some crazy stories.
Today, we're diving into the wildest Bitcoin failures and mishandling moments that will leave you shaking your head, laughing, or maybe even feeling a little grateful for your own crypto journey.
I'm all ears.
These tales remind us that while Bitcoin is revolutionary, it's also deeply tied to the choices, mistakes, and ingenuity of the people who use it.
Depends on the person.
Welcome back to the Swap Space channel, your go-to spot for all things crypto, blockchain, and everything in between. First off, I just want to say a huge thanks to all of you, our incredible viewers, who keep coming back week after week.
That's us! He's talking about us!
Seriously, your support means the world to us, and it's the reason we keep creating these videos. And if you're here for the first time, make sure to stick around.
Let's get started.
Let's start with a little fun. Bitcoin believers. You've probably met some of them. The ones who wake up every morning checking the charts, hoping for that sweet green candle.
You accept Bitcoin?
And then there are the bearish folks, sitting back with their popcorn, waiting to say, I told you so. Honestly, Bitcoin is like the ultimate reality show. Bulls and bears fighting it out, while the rest of us just try to survive the roller coaster. But hey, whether you're bullish or bearish, one thing's for sure, Bitcoin never fails to keep us entertained.
Oh, that's my favorite part!
So, what's the state of Bitcoin in July 2025? Well, there's plenty to talk about. One hot take that's been rattling the community is the ongoing debate about Bitcoin's energy consumption. Some argue that it's the price we pay for decentralization and security, while others think it's holding Bitcoin back from mainstream adoption. On the flip side, we've seen inspiring stories about how Bitcoin is empowering people in countries with unstable currencies. It's a reminder that Bitcoin isn't just about making a profit, it's about creating opportunities and changing lives.
Do any of you guys know how Bitcoin works?
Speaking of Bitcoin's impact, let's take a quick look at some stats. Recently, Bitcoin hit another all-time high record of $120,000 on July 14th, with millions of transactions happening daily.
Find some Bitcoin with us?
It's the OG of cryptocurrencies, the one that started it all. But how did it achieve such success? Well, it's simple. Bitcoin offers something no traditional currency can: decentralization, transparency, and trust. It's not controlled by any government, and it's immune to inflation. That's why it's become the gold standard of digital assets. But you already know that, and that begs the question, why is BlackRock now the biggest holder of Bitcoin, exceeding 700,000 Bitcoins?
What do you do? What do you mean?
Even funnier is the fact that they'll have to pay tax for exchanging it or selling it. But that's going to be a topic for another time. Now, if you've been following us, you might remember our previous video where we covered Bitcoin's Pizza Day, the story of Laszlo Haniec buying 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin, and James Howell's tragic story of losing his drive with 8,000 Bitcoin. These stories are iconic, and if you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out after this one.
Watch this video.
But alright, let's take a slightly different approach today.
Different.
Instead of focusing on Bitcoin's success stories, we're diving into the biggest fails and wildest ways people mishandled their Bitcoin. These tales are bizarre, shocking, and sometimes heartbreaking, but they remind us that Bitcoin is powerful, and with great power comes great gas prices.
Hey, Michelangelo, don't forget we're painting the kitchen right after school.
In 2021, Mircea Popescu, a controversial figure in the crypto space and a self-proclaimed Bitcoin maximalist, reportedly held over 1 million Bitcoin. Known for his eccentric views and refusal to sell or trade his holdings, Popescu's death in Costa Rica sparked widespread speculation about what happened to his fortune. Many believe that his Bitcoin was lost forever, as Popescu was notoriously secretive about his private keys and had no known heirs or backup plans. Now, if that's true, that would mean billions of dollars in Bitcoin were permanently removed from circulation, further reducing Bitcoin's supply and increasing its scarcity.
As such, an even rarer jewel.
But perhaps we're too harsh here. Maybe he just didn't think about it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't, at all times, because keeping your assets in check is the best advice you'll hear today. And this story, well, it's a stark reminder of the importance of planning for the future, even in the decentralized world of cryptocurrency.
You gotta think ahead.
Imagine having over $800 million worth of Bitcoin sitting in your wallet and not being able to access it.
Perfection is unattainable, and now
This is the reality for Stefan Thomas. In 2021, he created an animated video titled "What is Bitcoin?" for a Bitcoin enthusiast in Switzerland. For his trouble, he was paid in Bitcoin, 7,002 Bitcoin to be precise.
Prepaid with Bitcoins.
At the time, the coins were only worth about $2 each. He stored his Bitcoin wallet on a secure hard drive. Unfortunately, Stefan forgot the password to the drive, and there's a catch. He only has 10 attempts to unlock it before the drive encrypts itself permanently. Why? Well, because Stefan was a security-first guy. He put his 7,002 Bitcoin on an iron key, the hard drive that gives whoever is trying to access it 10 guesses before it basically self-destructs, making it inaccessible to anyone. So far, Stefan has used 8 of those attempts, leaving just 2 chances to recover his fortune.
Literally, only 2 tickets left, sadly.
For years, he's lived with the agony of knowing his wealth is literally in his hands and at the same time just out of reach, locked behind a wall of encryption.
I'm rich, Apu! Rich! Good!
This story is a stark reminder of how something as simple as a forgotten password can separate someone from unimaginable wealth. It's also a testament to the importance of keeping your crypto keys safe and secure, because in the world of Bitcoin, there are no do-overs, or maybe just 2 do-overs left if you're in a similar situation as Stefan.
I feel sad for this guy.
In 2018, a group of thieves in Iceland attempted what they thought would be the perfect crime. They broke into a mining operation and stole 600 powerful Bitcoin mining rigs worth millions of dollars. Their plan was simple: use the stolen equipment to mine Bitcoin for themselves. And because we're covering this story today, you know things went wrong.
They caught the man who did it.
This is a grand theft on a scale unseen before, said Helgi Kjartansson, the police commissioner of the southwestern Reykjanes Peninsula, where the burglary took place. Now, luckily for Helgi, the thieves didn't realize the rigs were connected to a power grid that could be easily traced, which is just bonus points for crypto security right there.
It's my fault we got caught.
Within weeks, authorities tracked down to the stolen rigs, leading to arrests and one of the most embarrassing heists in crypto history.
Tracking device is for tracking.
This bizarre story highlights the risks of greed and the sheer unpredictability of the crypto world. What started as a high-stakes robbery ended in failure, proving that even the smartest plans can unravel when blockchain technology is involved.
Idiots.
Martti Malmi, a Finnish software developer, was one of Bitcoin's earliest adopters, mining over 55,000 Bitcoin on his laptop between 2009 and 2010.
He should have been the first billionaire by now.
Today, that amount would be over $6 billion. And as you may have guessed, Malmi sold most of his holdings long before Bitcoin's meteoric rise. Despite missing the chance to become a billionaire, his story is one of purpose rather than regret.
Right, of course.
Malmi's involvement in Bitcoin from his past wasn't profit-driven. At the request of Bitcoin's mysterious creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, he kept his node running to support the network, with mining BTC as a byproduct. He also operated BitcoinExchange.com in 2010, but ran it more like a Bitcoin faucet than business, losing 30,000 Bitcoin in the process.
30,000?
Malmi began selling Bitcoin in 2009, exchanging 5,050 Bitcoin for just $5. In 2011, he sold more to buy a small apartment in Helsinki. By 2012, financial pressures forced him to sell most of his remaining BTC at around $5 per coin, far below its eventual planetary scale value.
$5 a piece.
While Malmi acknowledges the fortune he could have held, he believes life's meaning comes from pursuing something greater than oneself. Proud of his role in Bitcoin's early days, he praises Satoshi Nakamoto's vision and remains happy with his small remaining BTC holdings. Malmi's story reminds us that true fulfillment often lies beyond material wealth.
I don't care about the money.
But you have to admit, owning more than $6 billion wouldn't have been that bad either.
No one cares.
I care. I do.
Now, speaking of casually giving away millions, let's take another look back in Bitcoin's early days. Bitcoin Faucet was created by developer Gavin Andresen. The idea was simple. Visitors could solve a captcha and instantly receive 5 Bitcoin as a reward. Now, at the time, Bitcoin was worth fractions of a penny, and the faucet was designed to introduce people to the concept of cryptocurrency in a fun and easy way.
Now we need to go back in time.
Fast forward to today, and those 5 Bitcoin given away for free are now worth over $500,000.
I'm gonna go kill myself.
While the faucet eventually ran dry, it remains a legendary piece of Bitcoin history. It's a reminder of just how far Bitcoin has come and how, in its infancy, it was seen more as an experiment rather than the global powerhouse it is today.
That life could have been.
This story highlights the humble beginnings of Bitcoin and how something as simple as a captcha could lead to unimaginable wealth for those who held on to their rewards. One of the most famous tweets in Bitcoin history comes from Greg Schoen, who tweeted back in 2011, "I wish I had kept my 700 BTC at 6 cents instead of selling them at 30 cents now that they're $8. Imagine that tweet in the face of Greg now. At the time, Greg was reflecting on what he thought was a smart move, selling his Bitcoin for a small profit. But as Bitcoin's price skyrocketed, his regret became legendary in the crypto community. Fast forward to today, and those 1,700 Bitcoin would be worth over $50 million. Greg's tweet serves as a reminder of how unpredictable Bitcoin's value can be and why patience often pays off in the crypto world. Another regretful example is Jared Kenna, an early Bitcoin investor who bought 30,000 Bitcoin for just 20 cents each in 2010. Jared sold his stash when Bitcoin reached $200, thinking he made an incredible profit. It's funny how I wrote that previous sentence without realizing he did in fact make an incredible profit. While his gains were impressive at the time, today those 30,000 Bitcoin would be worth billions. Jared's story highlights how hard it is to predict Bitcoin's future value, or really any coin's value in the crypto market, and why so many people look back with bittersweet feelings. These real-life examples shared through tweets and interviews captured the human side of Bitcoin investing, the excitement of early profits, and the sting of hindsight and the lessons learned along the way. Now for my favorite part, the gamblers. First, we have the high roller who lost $800,000. In 2013, a gambler known as Mex made headlines after losing a jaw-dropping 1,700 Bitcoins worth over $800,000 at the time on the betting platform Just Dice. In a bold all-in bet, he staked his entire fortune on a single roll of dice. Unfortunately, Lady Luck wasn't on his side, and the gamble wiped out most of his holdings, becoming one of the most infamous losses in Bitcoin gambling history. Now, if losing $800,000 is an everyday occurrence in a casino, imagine losing almost $200 million. It wasn't even James Bond that won it from you to make you feel better.
Please, no. Give him a chance to win his money back.
Flipping the script, we have the gambler who exploited a human error on the same platform, Just Dice, turning a mistake into a massive win. By exploiting a human error in the system, the player walked away with 1,300 Bitcoins worth hundreds of thousands of dollars at the time.
Cheaters! Yeah, cheaters!
Making a statement and highlighting the vulnerabilities of early Bitcoin gambling sites and the risk of operating them in an unregulated space. Imagine if it was the same guy that lost 1,700 Bitcoins. That'd make for a movie-worthy redemption story, but alas, this video is all it's going to get, along with a few articles here and there. Now, at the center of it all, at some point, was Satoshi Dice. Satoshi Dice revolutionized online gambling in 2012 by introducing probably fair blockchain-based betting. Players simply sent Bitcoin to an address and watched the dice roll. It became wildly popular, but its simplicity also attracted controversy. With stories of massive wins and devastating losses, Satoshi Dice actually paved the way for the Bitcoin gambling industry we know today. In 2016, $72 million worth of Bitcoin was stolen from Bitfinex, a Hong Kong-based crypto exchange, marking one of the largest hacks in cryptocurrency history. The theft caused Bitcoin's value to plummet by 20%, devastating customers who lost life savings, and over the next 5 years, as Bitcoin's value soared, the stolen funds grew to $4.5 billion, later worth $10.8 billion. In 2022, the FBI arrested Heather Morgan, a quirky entrepreneur and an aspiring rapper known as Razzle Khan, and her husband Ilya Lichtenstein for laundering the stolen funds. Morgan and Lichtenstein, dubbed Bitcoin Bonnie and Clyde, gained notoriety not only for their crimes but also for their bizarre online personas. Morgan created cringe-worthy crypto-themed rap videos under her alter ego Razzle Khan, while Lichtenstein, a tech entrepreneur, quietly managed the laundering operations.
Please.
Netflix's documentary Biggest Heist Ever traces their story, exploring the Bitfinex hack and the couple's ties to darknet markets like Alphabay, which led investigators to their Wall Street apartment in 2022. There, authorities found burner phones, hollowed-out books, foreign currencies, and an encrypted spreadsheet with private keys linked to that stolen Bitcoin. At their plea hearing in 2023, Lichtenstein admitted to orchestrating the hack, while Morgan confessed to aiding the laundering process and destroying evidence, including throwing a laptop down a trash chute and burying gold coins. Liechtenstein cooperated with the FBI, leading them to recover the remaining stolen funds. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, while Morgan received 18 months. The funniest outcome of this situation is probably the video Morgan filmed 5 months ago, just before going to prison, where she was trying to sell her merch.
Hey Razzlers, what's up? RazzleCon here, and I'm about to go to prison. I'm gonna be gone for just a little bit. I'll see you soon. I know you're gonna miss me, I'll miss you, but I just wanted to say a few things while I'm gone. One, the 0 bucksats are now available.
Once a hustler, always a hustler, I guess. These stories are wild, bizarre, and sometimes heartbreaking. They remind us that while Bitcoin has the power to transform lives, it also comes with a risk and responsibilities. Whether it's forgetting a password, losing a hard drive, or falling victim to a scam, these tales show us the importance of being prepared and staying vigilant. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more crypto stories, news, and insights. And until next time, keep learning, stay curious, and as always, stay safe.